Hello everybody. In this video we'll try to understand what happens when Moon and Ketu are in conjunction in the 8th house of a horoscope, and we'll also analyze what can be the remedies to avoid the negative impact of this particular conjunction in the 8th house. In Vedic astrology, Moon represents your mind, your emotions, your mother, and then your nurturing, your memory and mental peace. Moon is the closest one to the planet Earth. So the impact of moon is very important in Vedic astrology. Moon is given paramount importance in Vedic astrology. And what about Ketu? Ketu is a headless shadowy planet, and it is very much famous for detachment, spirituality, moksha, and it represents your past life karmas, and it creates confusion. And planet Ketu is the very famous planet that can give sudden separations in life, especially when your Ketu Mahadasha is running. Now, the 8th house is a house of mysteries, it's a house of transformation, and in Vedic astrology, 8th house is called as Ayusthana, that means the house of longevity. It is the house of occult sciences. And then 8th house represents your hidden knowledge and your inheritance, your ancestral property, and then sudden ups and downs you have in your life that can also be represented by your 8th house. Generally speaking, the sudden ups and downs in a person's life can be seen when the 8th house lord's Antardasha is running. And then 8th house also represents accidents a person encounters in his life. So when moon, the mind, and the Ketu, the detachment, both are in conjunction in the 8th house, that is the house of mystery and transformation, the person's inner life becomes intensely psychological and spiritual and also mysterious to some extent. So it's one of the most karmic combinations, we can say. Now, what can be the impact on emotional and mental plane? So moon with Ketu gives emotional detachment in the 8th house, and it can make the mind restless, anxious, and prone to sudden emotional breakdowns. So if you have a person in your life with this combination, you should behave very uh, very reasonably, and also you should not be aggressive, or you should not be you should not show ego with this kind of people. You should behave very sensibly with this people, right? You should try to give them peace, because they are already having this kind of combination and they are suffering. So you should not be aggressive with this kind of people. You should be very positive always, right, with this kind of people. And people may feel mentally isolated with this conjunction in 8th house. So as if, generally they feel like no one understands them, right? So there's a strong tendencies towards overthinking, fears or phobias, especially about death, loss, or with some unknown feelings. They have some kind of fears. So it's something like, imagine a person living in a room with dim lights and shadows. You see shapes but can't fully identify the shapes, right? So this is how their mind works, always questioning, never fully satisfied. So this is the energy that you can see when moon and Ketu are in conjunction in the 8th house. And another one is the spiritual and occult interest that they have is the most important thing, because Ketu spiritualizes whatever it touches, and in the 8th house it makes the person drawn towards occult sciences. It can be astrology, tantra, meditation, past life regression therapies, or mysticism, whatever. So many healers, many astrologers, many mystics, right, and spiritual seekers have this placement. It's a very strong placement for the spiritual and occult interests. So it's like the soul has an kind of x-ray vision. They can see beyond the surface of life into hidden truths. They are occult masters basically. And relationship with mother should be discussed here because Ketu is in conjunction with moon. If the conjunction is very much intense, right, so the impact of this conjunction is very very significant on mother. It see, generally moon represents mother in Vedic astrology. With Ketu in conjunction, it may show kind of detachment, separation, or emotional distance from mother. If the conjunction is even more closer, this impact is very much tangible. And sometimes the mother may be spiritual, introverted, or suffer from some health issues. This is also possible, right? If this particular conjunction is not having very very intense impact, you would just see the person's mother would be very spiritual and introverted. That's it. And other things, right, detachment, separation, emotional distance, you may not be able to observe, right? So this is the impact. And another important thing that you have to discuss here is the longevity, health, and sudden events of this particular native. The eighth house rules longevity, because see, eighth house is called as Ayusthana, right? That is the general name given to the eighth house. See here, moon, the life force, the fluids in your body, that is moon. With Ketu, can create ups and downs in health, right? Ketu is a kind of sudden disturbance, and moon represents your life force, your fluids inside your body. So as Ketu is here, it creates some kind of ups and downs, thereby you would observe some kind of health disturbance, especially related to mental health, digestion, and waterborne diseases as well. So sudden accidents or transformation in life can be observed, so you have to perform remedies because of this particular reason. See, life sometimes feels like a roller coaster because of this conjunction in the eighth house. Something like a person may suddenly lose a job, but then discover their true passion, or face a near death experience that changes their perspective towards life completely. So this example I'm giving to feel this energy, right, in this eighth house. But I'm not saying that the person would lose job suddenly, but I'm just telling you how this particular conjunction feels like. That's it, right? So if the person's 10th house is strong, yes, he would have a very good job and everything goes fine. That's I'm not talking about that, but I'm just trying to tell you what kind of energy it represents, how a person feels if he loses his job very suddenly and then discover their true passion, right? Kind of ups and downs I want to note here. So in order to show that energy, I am just giving this example. And another important thing is the karmic nature. It's a very very strong link. This particular conjunction has a very strong link to past life karma. See, these people may carry unresolved emotional baggage from past lives. So they may feel like they are searching for something in life but don't know what exactly it is, right? So the wealth, inheritance, and partnerships should be discussed here, because moon plus Ketu and 8th can delay or complicate inheritance or joint wealth like spouse's money even. So a financial instability through sudden gains and losses can be observed here. So if you want to feel this energy more, if you want to observe this energy more, then you can just imagine a person with this placement may be materially comfortable but still feel emotionally empty. You just imagine that person. Or so just see that they might become an astrologer, healer, psychologist, or occult researcher due to their deep inner curiosity, right? So this is another person's example, I would say. And another example I would give you in relationships, a person, let us say, is facing trust issues or sudden emotional detachment, is the another person that you can imagine with this conjunction in the 8th house. So when the person, generally speaking, every person having moon plus Ketu in 8th house, to some extent they have to perform some remedies. Even though this particular conjunction is working for them in a lighter vein, something like the person's mother is very very spiritual, introverted, and that is the only thing. Of course the person may have some sudden ups and downs emotionally, only this is the problem, and some kind of confusion is present, and you may think this is not going to disturb the person's life a lot, but still the person has to perform some remedies because it is present in the 8th house. So the first thing is the moon related remedies the person has to perform. The person has to strengthen the moon. So the person, better if the moon is not functionally malefic, the person has to wear white clothes or drink more water, stay near water bodies, because that adds more moon energy, that gives more calmness to the mind. Better the person chants Chandra mantra every day and donate white items if the moon is a bit malefic. If the moon is malefic, definitely the person has to donate some white items like rice, milk, curd, or even white clothes on Mondays, right? If they identify that moon is functionally benefic for them, definitely they have to add more whiteness to their life, right? And they have to respect their mother at any cost, whether the person's mother, whether there is a fault with the person's mother or with the person itself, the person has to respect his or her mother. That is the most important thing here. Serve your mother or motherly figures in your life, right? Serve, and then strengthen bond with them. That is the most important thing. And the ketu mantras, they have to chant ketu mantras in order to avoid ketu impacting the moon. It's something like ketu mantra every day 108 times, especially Tuesdays and Saturdays. And also feed stray dogs or any dog that you see. Especially the black dog is the most, a better one, I would say. So keep a silver ball or coconut at home for stabilization of your ketu's energy. And avoid any kind of addiction in your life. Ketu can drag people into kind of escapism, right? So better you stay grounded, do your duty, do not escape from it. If you are not able to perform your duty, do it piece-wise, small pieces wise, right? And complete the task. Take more time, no problem. Once you get expertise, yes, you will do more, you will do better. And the spiritual remedies, I would say meditation and pranayama, these things calms your mind, and your mind would have enough energy to to stabilize the ups and downs in your life. And especially your occult sciences and spiritual study is very much important. Instead of getting lost in fears, channel your curiosity into astrology, psychology, or some kind of healing arts. Also, based on your horoscope, better you wear a rudraksha. It can be a two faces rudraksha or seven faces rudraksha based on your ketu and moon. You better wear a rudraksha. That is also another important thing. And chant a mantra for peace. Generally, Mahamrutyunjaya mantra is very much recommended for these people because this conjunction is present in the 8th house. And lifestyle remedies, you maintain a journal with you. It helps release your emotional confusions. Also, stay connected with some kind of grounding activities like gardening, walking barefoot on grass. These are all very much recommended. And avoid any kind of secrecy and self-isolation in your life that would damage your life more. Share your emotions with trusted people. So these are all the remedies that we can say, we can tell for Ketu plus Moon in the 8th house people. Thanks for watching this video.